have recently developed opinions on the creature land, the rare dual land cycle. I'm always interested in what things in the game represent. Like, is a card that's a creature, does it represent like a whole bunch of that creature, or does it represent one? And I think there have been kind of different official stances over the years from Wizards, but creature lands are really weird. Like, what does it mean when you have a land that you can pump mana into and then it animates? And like Celestial Colonnade, right? That shows this walking column of things.
Yeah.
But that's not super consistent. Like, there have been a bunch of cycles of these things, and they seem to represent different things. So the standard arts for the Restless cycle in this set, they all depict just a landscape, but it's all kind of in the shape of a creature. So the Restless Anchorage is a picture of like a harbor town, right? But
I think that's what it is. We'd have to zoom in.
But it's in
but it kind of looks like a bird or some kind of flying creature.
Right. It's in the shape of this bird. It's made up of a bunch of boats and buildings and stuff, though. And the Restless Prairie is clearly a llama head made out of like a field, farmland. The Restless Reef seems to actually just have a sculpture or a giant like shark head or dinosaur head in the background. The Restless Ridgeline looks like an ankylosaurus, like the size of a hill or a mountain, though. And then the Restless Vents has this magma insect shape sort of drawn in it. So given just that, you still have, I guess, different implications. Like the Restless Ridgeline looks like maybe this giant hill animates and attacks you. But it's the only one that kind of really, I think, leans in that direction. So there's this whole second set of the extended art entries in the Restless series. And on the one hand, it's really satisfying to me because they seem to depict, okay, here's what it looks like when it comes to life. The frustrating part is it's via different mechanisms for the different cards. So the Restless Anchorage here, you see like these giant wings of light emerging from the port town. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is what it is. It's like the spirit of the place. And that's a concept that we see in all kinds of media, like Princess Mononoke has the spirit of the forest, and Magic is full of spirit of the forests. That's what narrows are, right? So this makes sense to me. This is accessible. And this is a fine explanation. But then you look at the Restless Prairie, and it's just some llamas standing on the steps of a temple.
It's just some regular-sized llamas, too.
There's even a banana for scale. There's lots of bananas for scale.
There actually is.
There's one card, I think, in this set that has bananas for scale. It is the one with llamas on it. People know what size llamas are. But honestly, I think the picture with the llamas might be my favorite art in the entire set. So flavor-wise, I don't think I like it so much, but it's just this kind of judgmental llama looking
like,
at you.
Artistically, I like his confrontational looking the viewer head on.
He's fantastic. So, but I mean, if this implies anything flavor-wise, it's that the llamas just, come out of the woodwork, and the llamas who lived on this terrain, and they come and get you. Restless Reef, I was so excited about when I started looking closely because I thought, oh my God, flying sharks. They have flying sharks here too. But then I realized it's just from an underwater perspective.
Okay. This is like
and there's a bunch of other fish, and so it's just normal sharks. But that's still pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I do like that we have the smaller sharks more toward the foreground, and then you can see we still get that sort of evocative shape of, I don't know if this is meant to be a sculpture or some kind of skeletal remains. Or what exactly that is, but I like how that looks in the background with the light sort of coming through. It really gives that impression of like being underwater and looking up and seeing the sunlight coming through.
Yeah, each of these is by a different artist, I think. I haven't done a thorough comparison, but it looks like they coordinated in some way so that each pair of the two arts for the same card represent the same thing in these two different states.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
Which I am very partial to sea creatures, so that's not a surprise.
And Demir.
Yes, viewers will notice that I'm very partial to the black cards if you watch enough of these.
So then Restless Ridgeline is the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, I observed earlier, looks kind of like the whole mountainside might come alive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it looks like is happening. It looks like it's, its neck is coming out and there's this steaming magma in the crater where it was. But there is a temple on its back. And that temple is still perfectly vertical. And so I'm thinking maybe that's not what that represents. I don't know. But there's birds for scale in this one, and this thing is enormous.
Yeah, this is huge.
Yeah.
And I can kind of make out the temple in the original art.
Yeah, it's the same temple.
It's the same temple, but
it's the same type of temple. That temple's everywhere in the set.
It does make us wonder, though, what's actually happening here, whether that giant beast is actually rising up off the surface.
Yeah.
Or is this just a different imagining of how it's posed?
I think that is also very funny because now we have llamas, which are normal-sized llamas on steps, like a couple of them, and they're a 3-3 collectively.
Regular-sized.
Whereas this hulking mountainside is a 3-4.
Well, I don't know how many llamas you've interacted with, but they can be pretty intimidating.
That's fair. And
yeah, that could. I'm sure we could get into a whole thing about the PT of all of these various creatures.
We don't, especially don't start comparing things from New Capenna, because suddenly have the Silver Serpents at 2-3. That's almost as big as a hill giant. Anyway, the last one of these is the Restless Vents, and it looks like these little ant insects are made of molten lava. So I think the lava coalesces, the magma coalesces. Oh no, people are going to correct the difference in lava and magma. I don't remember.
We're going to get some comments about this.
But they coalesce into the little ant things.
I do like how we can see that develop. We have a lot of very small creatures in the background, and then we have this nice one in the front that's sort of, you can see the legs almost pooling into magma, lava, whatever the correct term is. But I like that we can see that there is clearly a relationship and that they don't just occupy this volcano world.
Yeah, they seem to be part of...
Yes. They are.
I guess that's kind of implies they're a hybrid between the two, either the denizens of the place versus the place itself. Well, it's not one monolithic spirit of the place itself. It's a bunch of little ones, but I don't know. It's neat. I like this series, and I like being able to complain about this. This is fun.
Yeah, I think my favorite from this group is probably this one and
the Vents.
The blue-black one that we looked at. Was it the Restless Reef?
Yes.
Yeah, Restless Reef. I think these two are my favorites.
Yeah. I still love the llamas the most.
Yeah, the llamas are very good. I think as a standalone piece of art, excellent.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.